Hello there, welcome to part 2 of How to Play Like Me. Let's dive straight in to show you with some repertoire this time. Unlike part 1, which was more technique-based, a link to that video, let's take a song like Pure Imagination, and I'm going to sort of dissect it. I'm going to play other songs as well into what I'm actually doing, and at the end I'll talk about some sort of technical exercise things that I do, which are very important as well, because you need to be able to play like me physically, not just have the theory behind it. But I'll start with the theory first. So the song is basically... that song, so it's that one. So the basic version of that song, how most people would play it, is probably just very broken, first of all, with no rhythm. That's one thing I'm very hot on, which is timing. I have a consistency in the way I'm playing in terms of timing. I don't like, I can break it up, well, which I'm going to talk about later, but what I'm saying is that people will often they'll just play the melody and a chord, and it's all over the place. You know, that's what I mean. Whereas when I do it like that, it's more like playing a double time there. But you get the idea. There's a rhythm and a flow to it. If I play let me play another song quickly. My Romance. You see, there's a flow to it, which I talked about in the previous video about the flow kind of style I have in my left hand, which you really have to get down. That's really, really foundational to my style. The right hand, I'm always playing octaves. So, 80% of the time I'm playing octaves. Then I embellish the chord. I assist the left hand. Assist. So it's like that. Occasionally I'll play individual lines, of course. We'll talk about that as well in this video. So the main thing I'm doing here is I want you to practice octaves, melodic octaves. And of course the best way to do that is to use and abuse the major scales, because then you can drill those as well. So play the major scales, just an octave, nothing fancy, but with octaves. You have to get used to this octave distance. So everything I play will be in octaves, and maybe for you too. It just sounds richer. And you can open it, so it sounds like you're playing more notes. So it just sounds like you're playing more notes, even though you're playing the same note just twice. So it's a nice thing to do. And let's move to another song quickly, like At Last. It's a nice song. So what did I do here? I started with a quick open octave, and I rolled the chord. I'm not just going. That's, what you might call level 1. I don't want to put it in levels, but you can't get simpler than that. Whereas I'm playing, maybe here even I'd embellish the chord, G augmented, roll it, and I'm landing on the C6 chord and rolling it with the melody note on the top and the bottom. See, it's it's a more advanced way of playing, but it's not that hard. I'm only playing the chord and doubling up on the melody note, which happens to be the first note of the chord. If it was an E, I'd play the 6th chord, but like that. The chord notes are still there, the 1, the 5, the 6. The melody note would happen to be a 3, so I would have just played that. So, see what else I do. Oh, that time I went root and added the chord afterwards. The right hand assisting the chords, octaves, rolling, passing tones, assist. The left hand's just doing little rhythmic bass notes there. Open ascending octaves off of the melody. Embellish the chord, assist. Grace note there, but still as an octave. Again, landing on the whole chord. So you can see that chord playing is probably 30-40%. Octaves is probably, I'm trying to think of good numbers. It's basically 60-40, but there's also the individual notes. So just say it's a third each, but chords are a bit more. Octaves are a bit more. It's octaves, chords, and then individual notes. So I'll just do that again, see how it plays again. And I also see the whole piano as the chord. I'm not only playing in one area, I can go all the way up here. I don't know if that's at the edge of the keyboard, but I'm using the whole piano. The whole piano is G augmented at the moment. So I'm just playing that chord. Left hand is following behind. Just a random idea. I can move the chord, play the melody up here. Chord up here, down here, up here, it's all A, D minor 7. Put the melody all the way down here. So the whole piano is available to me. Many people only play the left hand here, like these 2 octaves, and the right hand in these 2 octaves, which is okay to begin, but you can, go down here with the right hand, go up here with the left hand. Don't be so boxed in other words. So that's one main thing I'm saying. Play melodies with octaves and open that octave. And again, you can do the major scales like that as well. Just really get used to that. Thumb first. Okay, that's a nice thing to do. And then there's chord assisting, so you're playing a bit of the melody, and the right hand just comes down and plays nice chords. So of course you need to know chords. Fortunately, I have a playlist on that with hundreds of videos in it. The other thing I mentioned in the previous video was blues, and that's something I also see. In the key of E flat, it's my favourite key. I know the blues scale in all the keys, as you can take your time to do, but at least learn them in C, F, G, E flat, and B flat, and then maybe put on it A and D. Because they're the same shape, and even E actually. D, E, and A are the same blues shape. They're literally the same shape, so you can put D and E and A together. But C, F, G, E flat, B flat, D, E, and A is a good start. You're rarely going to use F sharp or B, that's true. C sharp, very rarely. Or A flat, but sometimes you can. So, anyway, E flat. I often aim for blues notes when I'm playing. So what song is in E flat that I can... most songs are in E flat. I'll go back to the same one again, just so we can stay on the same chords, because I wanted to say something else about that as well. If I were to improvise, which is a whole other way of talking, it should be another video, which could be part 3, to be fair, I will aim 70%, 60-70% for blues notes. So let me just do this as if I've just played the song, and I'm going back to the beginning. And I'm going to improvise. I'm only going to improvise using the E flat blues scale with its related chords. So mainly just the 2-5-1, F minor 7 and B flat 7. On the other chords, that G, I'm not going to play it, but I'm just going to emphasize it on the E flat chord. So let's just, this is the song, fine. But we're going to go back to the beginning. Lovely, no? Then it will go to A flat, so I won't do it there. But you see how that sounds nice? I'm only playing these notes over F minor 7, B flat 7, and then E flat major 7. Now you should never play the blues over a major 7 chord, but because I've been playing it the whole time through, and I'm going to play it right now on the C7, it's going to work. Context is everything. Oh, so it starts on F minor 7. And I'm doing it with octaves. I just realised without doing that on purpose. That is a pretty sweet thing to do. Even in the other song on C, at last I did. You would just take the C blues scale, which I actually showed in the previous video. And I'll do the same thing over the chords, which is 1, 6, 2, 5, 1. So it's very easy. So I finish a song, go up a fourth to the minor, back to 1, down to the 5, now blues. Just the blues scale. So that's very much my style. Even if I'm playing the actual song and I just want to embellish it a little bit, I'll still put in a little bit of blues. I can just do Fly Me to the Moon because I'm in that key. No, I'll do it with that last. Hang on. what's the song? Let me do it again. At last, right? Melody. Now blues. Melody. Blues. Back to melody. A bit of blues here. Melody. You see what I mean? I'm mixing a bit of blues into the melody rather than it being a whole improvisation. I wanted to talk about something else in this song, which is not playing in time with the pure imagination. It's very nice to play freestyle piano. I guess it's called cocktail piano. It's what I used to do in some restaurants in the past. I used to play for 2 or 3 hours. Some of you may have seen my notebook, where I've got 100. I think it's 114 songs. Of course, I knew more then, and I used to play them. And so I know what I'm talking about. People seem to like it. You don't have to play always in time. It's nice to begin not in time. So that Pure Imagination song, you sort of paint it on a canvas, the piano being the canvas. So I might just kind of hint at the melody. Just like that. And that might be the beginning of the song. And then just playing a chord. I'm playing B flat 7, flat 9. Here's a 5, and here's a 6, a 13. Fancy chords, but you have to be good when you're playing publicly. B flat 13, flat 9. Just hinting at it. And then just again, I might quickly play the melody. And then go into the next 2 chords. So that was, I like to do this on the second one because it's part of the chords I'm playing instead of doing that twice. It's just too clean. I like to go, it sounds a bit more advanced. Then I'm going to go, that part is over G minor 7 to C7, but here I'm just going to go quickly, the melody first. Then the chords, G minor 7 with a 9, to C7 with a flat 9, and a 13 on top. Then quickly hint at the melody again, maybe with both hands. Then play the B flat augmented. You see, so I'm hinting at it. That's freestyle. Then I'll come in with a bit of freestyle piano, but more chords, more correctly structured. I'm playing F minor 7 with a 9 and an 11, which is the melody note, which is lovely. The chromatic walk down to the flat 9, B flat, 3 octaves again. So I'm playing with it. Bit of blues there. Let's do another bit of blues. That's kind of fun. Then I might go into it with the rhythm. Here I'm playing minor tenths because it's F minor, F sharp hold diminished, G minor. You could just play the chords. Just sounds nicer. See how my right hand assists the left hand in playing chords. I'll just go to the next part. A flat, that's very flat. Bit of blues now. So I modified the melody on purpose. Now I'm just falling down on that D7 flat 5 instead of playing the melody. So I'm going, because there's a big hole here to do nothing before it goes to G. So why not just go and then go back up to the thing. That's it. And then a very tiny few words on the improvisation, apart from just playing blues notes. Notes of the chord, chromatic connections between those notes, whack in a blues, and then also aim for the 9. So in that part, my left hand I've already talked about. It's just got that nice sort of gentle. You're just like touching notes of the chord. That's what my left hand would be doing. F minor 7, bass, touching little notes like that. Very gently. But the right hand, from the beginning, on F minor 7, I'm going to be going something like... I'm just playing notes of the chord. Blues in there, you see, so I'm just touching the notes of the chords and putting an occasional passing tone into it, touching a 9 when I can. It's a nice way to play. And the final thing I want to say, if you can put all that together with your own repertoire, or learn some of these, I have tutorials for these songs, is how I can do these things. And it's because I did lots and lots and lots and lots of technical exercises. I've got my list of technical exercises book here on the piano, and occasionally I'll use it. I can just remember some that I used to do. But I focused my... do you know what? I even wrote a little note because I didn't want to miss saying this. My emphasis in technical exercises from the beginning was always on rapidity of individual fingers and doing it staccato in a way that both hands were as good as each other. Even if I didn't do anything with... If I did, like, I don't know, 20 repetitions on the right hand, I'd do 80 on the left hand to bring it up. So we all know my butterfly effect. I've got videos on that. Just have a look at my technical exercises playlist. But I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about like actual playing technical exercises. So I would roll my chords very frequently. I do rapid arpeggios, which is not as hard as it looks. It's just because I'm doing it quickly, but all I'm playing is like a C6 chord, and then the thumb jumps up an octave to start again. And then on the way down, the ring finger is touching. It's doing the octave. So I do that everywhere. If I just do that in that, I don't know, At Last song again. I do it on D minor 7. Exaggerating a bit, but you get the idea. Here, E minor 7, or E minor. A7, up on A9. I'm just exaggerating. But it doesn't matter what the chord is. So that's something I do very, very, very frequently. I think if you put all that together, you're going to sound kind of like me, to be honest. Another thing is that I like 13 voicings and 9 voicings in the left hand. So often, I think you should learn, like, you know, B flat 13 with a 9. A flat 13 is a common one I use. D sharp 9, 3/7 sharp 9, or flat. I use some inversions more frequently than others, like G major 7, I'll play like this very frequently. A half diminished, I play like this frequently. When I play a D7, I like to play a flat 5. When I play F minor 7, I like to put the 9 with my ring finger. So certain things like that, which are just common to me. I like this C9 voicing, or sharp 9, or flat 9, or 9 with an augmented. So I have certain shapes that I just go to in different keys. G13 with a 9, flat 9. I have a video where I showed you my favourite chord in each key. Sometimes there were 2. I'll link that video because it's pretty useful. You'll find it very enjoyable because it gives you a starting point. Learn at least these shapes first. So yeah, you know, if you put it all together, you get that timing, you get the nice bounce, you get the finger independent. Any technical exercises you do, as I was saying, do them staccato and aim for rapidity. Start doing it slowly, find your natural limit, push the tempo until you're not even you're almost too fast for the metronome. I used to do them with the blues scale. F1, E flat 1. What's the fingering on that one I did? It was like this. Yeah, that's what it was. So I was going thumb, index, middle, thumb on the A, and then your fingers are here. So I just remember being in the practice room all those years ago, just playing stuff like that. G1. So it's all in my fingers because I did it years ago and I just never lost it. Major scales, of course, octaves, opening, right hand accompanies the left hand with chords. Here. All of that was accompanying the left hand. The melody is only this, blah, 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 and then up to here. So the right hand's accompanying melody, accompanying on the A, accompanying on the D. Go on, play the melody. Come down and accompany, melody. Embellish, accompany, melody. Bit of blues. That is literally what I'm thinking. And the whole piano becomes the key of the chord I'm in, so I can go anywhere. Don't just lock the left hand here and there. There's lots of things hopefully you'll take away from this video. Pretty in depth, but there you go. I guess I might do a part 3 on my improvisation style in more detail, using some repertoire. But yeah, get all that down. You're going to be pretty good pretty quickly. So there you go. As always, likes, comments, subscriptions always welcome. Have a look at my video management website, Waterpin and Cinemas, perhaps Patreon, or my playlists. Of course, welcome. I'll see you in the next video. All the best, and bye for now.